She was the queen of Bourbon Street. We continue to remember and honor the legacy of Chris Owens. The legendary entertainer passed away yesterday. Flowers have been placed outside of her club on Bourbon Street, and there'll be a candlelight vigil in front of the club at 6:30 tonight. Chris left her mark on this city, and she was a Bourbon Street icon. This morning we are hearing about her life and legacy from one of her closest friends, Kitsy Adams. Kitsy joins us on the phone. Kitsy, thank you very much. And I know this was a terrible loss yesterday. We had talked a number of times, and it was just heartbreaking.
Yes, Eric, it is heartbreaking. You know, it's a sad day, another sad day in New Orleans. But I can tell you, if I know Chris Owens, or I know Chris Owens, I know she's singing and dancing in heaven.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Chris was so dynamic and just was by her side for 36 years and just incredible person. And I say all the time, you have to be beautiful inside to be beautiful outside. And that she was. She was. And
you had more than just a friend connection. You were related by marriage. You were related to her late husband, Saul, and she worshiped Saul. And he died in 1979, I think. The first time I ever interviewed Chris was in 1980, about a year or so after Saul had died, and in her beautiful home. And you know, I was telling people, I don't think Chris ever changed from when I interviewed her in 1980 till, you know, the day she died.
You know, Eric, that was another thing that was just so dynamic about it. I mean, just very humble, just, you know, never let the fame go to her head, was just an incredible person, you know, and just, she never changed her ways. I mean, she still did business like Saul and her did business until the day yesterday when she closed her eyes. Yeah. I mean, it was just, they were a dynamic duo and just incredible person.
And people had asked about her age, and that's why I talk about when I first met her in 1980. She looked the same for the next 40 years.
No, ageless. You know, her greatest saying was, being a publicist, people would ask the age all the time, and her response was, "Oh, kids, please tell them I'm old enough to do what I want, young enough to do it, and still can do it, and my number is unlisted." You know, and she just had that great attitude about her, and she lived that way. She didn't see age.
Yeah.
She really didn't. And, you know, she would say all the time, because she was so healthy, and, you know, her whole entire makeup and body and just everything was a whole entire product. You know, she took very, very good care of herself and was a vegetarian and was just all about those vitamins and exercise and just was dedicated to, you know, herself and entertaining.
And she worked out.
Sadly missed.
Yeah, she worked out every day, and you know, it doesn't matter if you saw her in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. When she was on stage, she could outdance most 20-year-olds.
Eric, she could. You know, she was just very, very dedicated and just dotted her I's, crossed her T's, and I have never in 36 years heard, no one's ever said anything bad about her. No one could say anything bad about her. You know, just... And sadly.
Yeah, and Kitsy, we're watching her and Mark, her late boyfriend, at the Easter parade, and that was a tough time for Chris when she lost Mark.
Very tough time. You know, Eric, what happened to her in the past 3 years is that she honestly lost 5 people, brothers, sisters, one right after the other, and then Mark. And you know, she did pass away from a heart attack, but I do tell you that she did pass away from a very grieving heart, too. The last 4 years, very, very, very tough on her. You know, she was one of 8 children. She was a middle child, and she was the last to survive. And so had some tough times in the last 3 years, but you would never know it. You know, the public would never know it, and that's just how she was.
Yeah.
Always had that smile. I want to take that, you know, Miss Owens, can I have a picture? Absolutely. Miss Owens, can I have an autograph? Absolutely. You know, just, she would always say, kids, you know, it takes the public to make you who you are in the entertainment business. And she never forgot that.
And Chris was always decked out wherever she went. This is last year when they had that carriage parade down to Sobu, and we had a nice luncheon for Chris. The Easter parade is going to go on because She was telling you that no matter what happened, she wanted that Easter parade to go on because it was so important to her.
Eric, absolutely, absolutely. Up until yesterday morning, honestly, yesterday morning she was, still gathering stuff and just, all excited about it. She tried on the white shoes yesterday morning that she was going to wear, for Easter. So, yes, the parade will go on without a doubt, and she will be there in spirit, I can promise you.
And this year it'll be a tribute to Chris and her memory because, she was, and I said this so many times, she was the queen of Bourbon Street.
Eric, still, till yesterday, yes, we were on the balcony the day before decorating. Her guys were out there decorating all for Easter, and just, for her to be on the balcony and for people to be screaming down below, Miss Owens, we love you, we love you. Just incredible reputation.
I know it's hard, Kitsy. I know it's really hard.
Very tough.
All right.
Very, very tough. But like I said, she's singing and dancing and definitely smiling down upon us. And I can promise you, Easter morning, she will be smiling down upon us. And we will roll. That parade will go on at 1 p.m. starting at the Omni Royal Orleans.
And are there any funeral arrangements yet?
Eric, I'm sorry.
Are there any funeral arrangements yet?
Not at this time. We will be announcing on Thursday.
Okay. All right, Kitsy, thank you very much, and I'll see you tonight at the vigil.
Eric, thank you. And Channel 4, was like a family. We're very good to her over the years, and she loved Channel 4, and Eric, she loved you. Thank y'all so much.
All right, Kitsy, thank you very much.